This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Hey, and I'm your host, Jason Glick.
Good evening, Jason Glick.
Hey, John, how's it going?
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Doing all right.
Cool. Awesome. Well, as I said last time, tonight we are going back to that endless well of of comic podcasts and stories that is Star Wars. Because as I said, this will be, let's see if I remember this correctly. This will be the fourth podcast I've done on Star Wars related material after original crossover cast, Knights of the Old Republic, and Dark Times. But now it's I'm basically last week the final volume of Star Wars Legacy has come out. Well, and basically I'm devoting this podcast to talking all about that because Legacy represented a Dark Horse taking a really proactive take in the Star Wars in the expanded universe of Star Wars. This is in the sense that this series takes place 138 years after the end, after the events of Episode 4, New Hope, and it basically focuses on Luke's grandson, Cade Skywalker, and his struggles to find his place in the galaxy, as well as against the machinations of the new Sith Emperor, Darth Krayt. Now the series was masterminded by veteran comic book writer John Ostrander. He's had a long history in writing lots of mainstream comics for Marvel and DC. Most notably, his defining run on the Suicide Squad, and also his own creator-owned series, Grimjack. Then he also got his wife, Jen Dursey, who's also done a lot of. Is also a veteran comic book illustrator as well. But it seems that she's really made a name for herself doing working with John on all the various Star Wars projects over the years. And Legacy is essentially their baby. They both plotted it, and while Ostrander provides the scripts for all the stuff, all the issues, she's provided the art for the main stories. But yes, but Legacy, though, it's more than anything else, Legacy basically in my opinion takes what is best described as a Fallout 3 approach to the source material. Now, if you're familiar with Fallout 3 with the video games, I'm a huge fan of the Fallout series, and 3, I love 3 just for the sense that it not only it was the first game in 3D, but more than just bringing the series into the modern era. It treated the source material with respect, and it just was my first experience with real open world RPG game. Just in the sense that I could look at this after emerging from the vault at the end of the tutorial. I could look at it. I looked out at the world and say, "Hey, I can go anywhere." But that is neither here nor there for this podcast. But because the thing with Fallout 3 is that it took. It is that for all it did to bring Fallout into the modern era, it didn't actually really bring a whole lot new to the series. It basically took a lot of the established things from the series, like basically the vaults, the Brotherhood of Steel, the Enclave, a lot of really familiar things, and just reconfigure them into new fashions for this new era, in the sense that the Brotherhood of Steel was now fractured and had basically two groups, like the Outcasts and the group proper, who weren't exactly adhering to the letter of the Brotherhood law, but were doing their own thing, and the Enclave, who on one hand were theoretically following the word of the American president, but then you find out that that's not quite true either. And that's really the vibe you get a lot with Legacy at the outset. You've got a Skywalker, only with Cade Skywalker. With Cade Skywalker, he's basically a shiftless, drug-addled scoundrel working as a bounty hunter and mercenary. You've got the Sith, led by Darth Krayt, who but Krayt has basically expanded the order. Instead of just the traditional two Sith, one who one who has power and one who craves it. He's basically created a Sith order, like an entire a legion of Sith, like basically all designed to pursue the dark side, but also unified in their position of their will, like on the Force and on the galaxy itself. Then you've also got the Empire, like the Empire is still there as well, led by the deposed Emperor Rohan Fel. And like they're not necessarily the bad guys, because they've also got their set of Imperial Knights, people who've been trained as Jedi Knights, but only for the express purpose of serving the Empire, but also for the express purpose of making sure the Empire adheres to the light side of the Force, and necessarily also taking him out if he actually goes to the dark side. And then you've also got the Galactic Republic is still there, but they've also gone back to they're also more of a rebel alliance now, in the sense that they're basically like reduced to basically hit and run operations throughout the galaxy. So you've got lots of like familiar elements from Star Wars, but they're all reconfigured in ways that are new, that don't act that are different from what we've seen in the established mythos, especially the six film series. And it's like overall, it's like I think I've really enjoyed this series. I mean, like getting the nitpicks out of the way first. I mean, Ostrander. I mean, he is. I will say that he is a good writer. He's an entertaining writer. However, he also has a real tendency to spell out things for his audience. He's not a very graceful writer, but he'll hit upon the nose about like Cade saying, "Oh, I'm not a Sith or a Jedi. I'm like something in between," but without finding a more subtle way of doing things. And of course, his bad guys are bad, his good guys are well. No, actually, I take that back, because one of the things I do really like about Ostrander's style is that he seems pathologically incapable of writing characters with simple motivations. I mean, you've got Cade, who is, and he as a Skywalker, he's got this huge legacy bearing down on him, but he doesn't want anything to do with it. He just wants the galaxy to leave him alone, but at the same time, he also doesn't want to to indulge in the dark side in order to make that happen. I mean, every time he's not actually actively seeking out power. He actually shuns it. He's trying to trying to forge his own way, but the galaxy isn't going to let him do that. Then you've got like Rohan Fel, the Emperor, who basically he hates the Sith. He doesn't want he sees that even though they were his unwilling partners in the war that took out that deposed the New Republic, he's essentially a good guy in the sense that he wants order restored to the galaxy, just not that isn't ruled by the Sith. But he's got some really questionable methods of getting there, which include executing an entire starship's crew to make his point, and at one point contemplating the dispersal of a virus across Coruscant in order to make sure the Sith's rule ends right there. And you also got Cade's mom, who goes by two names: Morgan Cord, Imperial agent, and Nina Calixt. Who was an advisor to the Grand Moff, Morla Shavid. It's like she's basically playing every end against the middle in order to make sure that she comes out on top, and succeeding more often than not until she doesn't. But it's just like this degree of moral complexity that to such characters that does make them interesting, even if the overall execution is pretty ham-fisted and on the nose, more often than not. But I guess the thing is, even if Ostrander isn't graceful enough to get to his points without explicitly spelling them out for us, he at least gets close enough to the point where I can see what he's trying to do and I can admire it for it. I mean, on one hand, no, this series is not great art. But on the other hand, if you're looking for a thoroughly entertaining Star Wars series, then this would be the one I recommend, along with his Clone Wars work, which gave us the great struggles of Jedi Quinlan Voss, which it's like if you want to understand why Dark Horse gave Ostrander and Dursim the license to do this far future series, go back and read the Clone Wars series. That's how they got it. But still, it's like, I mean, like Legacy. It's like, I mean, it's a fun. It's a good read. Like just seeing the exploits of Cade, his partner, the ace mechanic Delia Blue, and his his equally scoundrelly partner Jariah Sin, who was very good with the boom. And he creates likable characters. So you want to go ahead and follow them throughout the course of the novel. But also the supporting cast is just interesting. Like, you know, like aside from the exploits of Cade's mom, like Morgan Cord, you've also got the leader of the leader of the Alliance, it's like Gar Stasi, who's an alien who's basically he's basically like a guy thrust into the role of basically being a figurehead for the entire resistance movement, and also has the trouble of just being just clever enough in order to stave off like not only like the destruction at the hands of the Empire, but also destruction at the hands of the Sith, but also navigating a treacherous partnership with the Empire as well. But that's also another strength of the series, in the sense that you can tell that when the most important parts of the series are the ones where Dursima provides the art. But at the same time, like, Ostrander makes the supporting cast interesting enough that even when it like an entire volume is devoted to the supporting cast, like say let's see, volume 4, Alliance, like you're not too put out just by the fact that, you know, it's cool. It's still cool seeing like Stasi steal a Star Destroyer from the Mon Calamari shipyards and outsmart the Imperial Admiral who basically decimated the Alliance fleet it's like in the last major battle of the Sith Imperial War. But that also brings me to another issue with the series. And while I enjoy it, while I do recommend it, it's also a little bit on the expensive side as well, because, you know, because while the first 3 volumes, collect say the first 19 issues of the series, subsequent volumes aren't really as thick. We're basically you'll get no more than 4 or 5 issues of the series, and it's like I look at this and I think, you know, I don't know, that just bothers me. Like, speaking as someone who just like looks at what Marvel and DC now charge for hardcovers of collections of 4 issues at a time. It's like, that's, you know, it's like I kind of wish that they didn't have to go in this direction, but they do. And on one hand, it's like the series is good enough that, you know, that it's not too bad, but, you know, you kind of wish that they just had a bit more. They were a bit more judicious in like allotting the issues per trade paperback. Okay, but that being said, let's see. The final volume, War, is the wrap up to the series, and it's like, and generally it's like, for the most part, it's a very good wrap up. Basically, it starts off with Darth Krayt like reestablishing himself after his brush with death back in volume 6. It's like, and also Cade like being aware of this. It's like being aware of his rebirth, and basically like realizing this is the time to like finally settle the score. Of course, this, like, while that is the main story right there, there's also like about a dozen different subplots going on with the Imperial Knights, and one of them, Antarius Draco, breaking under the strain of torture on the Sith planet of Korriban, and then having to redeem himself. You've got Cade's uncle Bantha coming back into the fray. You've got like the Imperial, the Empire, the alliance between the Imperials and the Alliance, teaming up in order to defend the hidden Jedi Temple, and also Krayt's use of his special Sith troopers in order to in order to take them out and enslave the galaxy. There's a lot. Sorry, my point is there's a lot of stuff going on here. I mean, it's like, and on one hand, yes, it's not. On one hand, it's not entirely the most not like entirely gracefully. I mean, like I kind of wish that Cade's final duel with Crate had more room to breathe, and I do think that his final his final decision. It's I don't know, I guess when you get to the end and you see Cade's his moral dilemma over what to do with himself. I mean, yes, I can understand underlines my my issues with the series. I mean, you've got, I mean, I can see that what Ostrander is trying to go for right there. Even if I think that parts of what he was doing right there were a bit unreasonable and even illogical. But still, War is still a very action-packed, densely written series that even for all its issues, I do kind of wish more comics books were written to accommodate as much action as this action and incident that this one does. So like I said, overall, I thoroughly enjoyed Legacy. I enjoyed going back and rereading it in preparation for this podcast. And Star Wars is Star Wars comics are kind of on the same level as X-Men these days. I mean, you can't really recommend them to the casual fan. I mean, you kind of have to want to read them. And so to that end, though, I mean, if you are looking for a good Star Wars comic, if you are looking for one that embodies the best parts of the original, of episodes 4, 5, and 6, then yes, this is definitely the one to read. And it's also the reason I will continue to read Star Wars comics written by John Ostrander, which include the currently serialized Iron Empires series, where he basically we're introduced to a special Imperial agent who was kind of James Bond working for the Empire, with all the moral complexity that involves, as well as the Birth of the Jedi series that he's doing with Dursima, which goes back to the very beginning of Star Wars or the Jedi, which was basically back before they even started using lightsabers. So that kind of stuff. I mean, after his work here, I'm still on board for anything written by Ostrander in the Star Wars universe. So, and with that, John, you there? Are you tending to your almost sick and dying?
What's up?
Oh no, I just wanted to know if you had anything to add to this.
No, it sounded all interesting to me. It sounds like something I wanted to go and read, frankly.
Okay. Well, like I said, it's available in 11 volumes right now. Keep in mind that volume 6 is included as part of the Vector Star Wars Vector crossover, which is easily one of the best intertitle crossovers I've read ever. Because even if you haven't read any of the Tendance series as I did, it's you can still read this. You can still read the crossover, and get good appreciation for the overall story it's trying to tell, and all important part of the progression for Legacy itself. So like I said, all 11 volumes recommended for Star Wars fans, and it's if you're looking for a Star Wars story worth reading, this is it. Okay, and on that note, well, I just want to close off by saying this is our 99th podcast. So,
all right.
Yes. So it's I guess for episode 100, we are going to have to come back and do something rather special. So and rather than just focus my efforts on any kind of intelligent analysis or interpretation. No, I'm just going to come back with a giant list. And as far as that list entails, I would just say that it is basically pure self-indulgence on my part. So if you're looking forward to that, come back in 2 weeks.
Look forward
All
to
right.
Jason's self-indulgence in comic book whatever.
Yes, exactly. So, but I'm being deliberately vague about this because once you see the title of it, you'll understand what I meant by self-indulgence.
Gotcha there.
Okay. On that note, everyone, take it easy, and we'll see you back in 2 weeks.
All right, we'll see you next time.